In this video, I want to show you how to use CapCut for desktop. So I'm going to use a Mac, but it works pretty much the same for a PC as well. So whenever you open it, you're going to see that you have import. I like to just drag my stuff in there just for handiness, but you can hit the plus if you want. One of the good things about this is up at the top, you're going to have audio. Because CapCut is owned by TikTok, then you have a choice of loads of music that will work across social media without you having to worry about paying a premium or worry about it being cancelled because you haven't paid a premium, copyright, things like that. There's loads of different text effects that you can do, but which we will get into in a minute. Stickers, all the stickers that you see all over Facebook and Instagram Reels, everything are there. Your effects as well. The good thing about it again is it shows you, if I just hit download on this one, it shows me the effect as I go. So basic effect, like if you want it to shake, if you want it to be blurred. So there's loads of stuff that you can do with once you get playing with it. Transitions are the same. It'll show you the different types of transitions that you can do. Filters, if you just want to tidy it up. All of these are like whenever you use Instagram photos and you just tweak it a little bit. This will tweak the footage as well. So I'll just drag your footage down into the timeline. You can edit it just by like doing this. You can also go across and hit split if you want. That will split it. If you wanted to say delete part of it. So up here you've got your delete, freeze frame if you want to make a freeze frame, reverse the footage if you want, mirror the footage. There's loads of stuff to do. We're just going to do basics today just to get people started. Redo and undo as well. So you can edit your footage in CapCut straight away. There's loads of wee things you can do. You can scale the footage if you want. That's quite the facial expression. I wasn't expecting that to look like that. You can scale the footage to whatever size you want it to be. There's loads of things you can do, change around with it. But for now, we're just going to go with a very basic edit for a TikTok reel. So once I have edited the footage, which my footage is already edited, but you can just do what I showed you a moment ago. Just go to text and then look for auto captions and then just create the auto captions. It will do all of its magic. So there you'll see the captions have shown up. So when we go to this, you'll see your captions are quite boring. If I make that bigger, it's quite boring. So the first thing I do is pick the font style. I like to go with this one. You'll see this and this a lot on TikTok, Reels, things like that. You can play around with the spacing and stuff, which isn't important at the minute because it's just one word. You can also scale it. I scaled it by dragging this, but you can also just scale it here. So then you just go through these. You can pick the stroke, the color. I like the way it starts, the black and white, but I just take the stroke slightly down. I take it around 20. Border I don't bother with, shadow I don't bother with as well. You can go into your bubble if you want, so you can change it up so it looks like that. So all of the writing is in different bubbles. If you wanted to put it up here and like that facial, I probably should move that on slightly. That looks much better. But if you don't want that, just get rid of it. And same thing with effects. You can just play around with the effects so it has a bit of a gradient. But for now, we're just going to go basic. So this is your caption, so you can change the words. If you read through it and you don't think it's right, or if you listen to it, you can do it that way. I like to just change mine as I go, just for handiness. You can do style of all the normal things you can do with content in general. I'm not going to change any of that for now. So the font that I like to use at the minute is Bangers, and it is down here, somewhere here. I just think it stands out quite well. And then we'll go back to here. So once we go here, this is the basic layout for it. Then again, you can just scrub through. So you'll see the font is quite big, so I'm going to need to pull that all back. I don't know why it keeps doing that. So with the font now sorted, I'm going to make it slightly smaller because it's just taking up, like it's way too big. So I like to go down maybe about 250 to start with, 260, 250, somewhere around there. I'm going to play with it later anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I can rotate the font like you see a lot of people do as well. And then you can just add in your emojis and everything as we go. So this is the first thing that I want to set, and then I go through and make sure that all of the words are correct. Tell them your morning routine, your gym. So here's an example here. I don't like the way media is on its own and social is here. So I find out where it ends with, I find out where social is beginning. I then will make a cut. So again, you just click on the picture and you can go here. Or you can, if you don't want to do it that way, you can do Command and B will cut it as well. And I do the same thing for the caption. So I cut the caption. Then I'm going to get rid of this, drag this down, come in here and just add the on. So you can add it in here or you can go up here and just add it there. Then again, I'm going to come here and I'm going to change. I'm just going to delete this because it's quicker and just put the social media here. So now I just think that looks better. Tell them your morning routine. So then here, tell them your, that should be film. So the same thing, just come up and just fix that. Perfect, so all of the writing is correct. And I know it takes a wee bit of time to do that, but I think that's the first thing that you should do. So then when you come back to the start, then you're going to play around with stuff. So I'm going to just make this slightly bigger. I'm going to rotate it slightly and I'm going to change the color because I like that color here. Then I just go through. So at the minute, you'll see the way that changed everything. So I don't want that to happen. So I go up and click on this text, line, bubbles, everything. I take it away. So I'm going to have to resort back first of all. So I go back to here. So everything is affected. And I go back to flat. So now that's fixed everything again. Now when I take that away and I'm just on this one and I click here, that'll change the color. And when I click here, that'll just rotate it slightly. So then I just go through and do the exact same thing with every piece of content. So I'm going to do that now. Whilst I'm going through this, I think this is something useful that people will like to know as well. So I'm going to slightly rotate this writing. And then every word I want it to change color. So I'm going to play it and then cut after each word. Once I have done that, I'm going to go in and I'm going to go inside this box and then change the word. Go to the next one, do the same sort of thing, go inside the box, change the color of the word, and then go to the last one. So on mobile, you have to mess about with a lot of stuff and make different layers, but here you can just do it this way, and then it just flies through it. Once I finish with the captions, I like to go through it again so I can add the emojis, I can add stickers, and I can add any extra footage or anything that just blings it up a little bit better. I also make sure to add sound effects as well. So once I find something I like, I drag it down onto the timeline. Then I can move it wherever I want. I can make it bigger, smaller. So for here, I'm just going to put it on top of killing it because I think that will look relatively cool. So there, and then the same thing, I can just go back and I want it to cut off here. So I delete the rest of it. Remember, you can drag it and drop it that way also. So that appears like that. So I like the way that looks for what I'm trying to achieve. Then I just like a sound effect to be added to it as well. So go up to audio and then click on the audio. Go to sound effects. I can type in whatever I want into the audio. So I'll just go a boom to make this fit. And then listen to what this sounds like. So I like the sound of that. So I'm going to use that. So again, just drag it on. It's a bit long and loud. So what I'm going to do is go up to the volume. So we just click on it. It'll appear up in the corner anyway. And you can just... So once you click on it, it'll appear in the corner and you can just pull the volume down. That's way too low. So I'm just going to play around with it until I find the right space. Again, I think I like that. That'll about 25 should do it. And then I'm just going to cut it back a bit because I only want it to pop a little. So there is going to be a little adjusting with your sound effects stuff just to make them fit the way that you want them to fit. But again, it doesn't take too long, and the more you do it, the better you get at it. If there's a word that I want to use and when I scroll through everything, I can't find anything that I think will work on it, then I just take it from my computer. So I've made a social media thing in Canva that I already like. Once I find it, I can just drag it onto the screen, adjust it like you would adjust anything else, and edit it, everything, and then add a sound effect. I have again some of my own sound effects, so I'm just going to add them, but you can just look for ones that are already here. Once you've done that, you can just do that with the rest of your video. Go through the video, any words that jump out at you, add anything that you think will be good, like extra footage of yourself, pictures, images, whatever. Once I've finished that, I like to go through the video from the start, just checking out that all the words fit, the sound effects all fit, everything fits together. Once you zoom in on the timeline, that's what it will look like here. So you go up to export, click on export. You want to make sure the remove watermark is on. You also want to make sure it's 1080p because that'll be the best quality for your reels and stuff. The bitrate is recommended, but I go higher because my computer can handle that, but recommended will be fine. MOV is for if you're an iPhone, things like that, but I'm going to use an MP4 because it just works better across other social medias. I'm keeping the frame rate because I can't remember what frame rate I filmed in, and then that's it. So just go down, export your file, and you're sorted. So that is your quick tutorial on how to use CapCut for desktop. It works pretty much the same on your mobile phone, but desktop I just like to work on. I think it's much handier. If you have any questions on CapCut or anything about editing or creating content, then please reach out to me. I'd love to hear from you. And I will post in the comments a link to the video that I just made so that you can see the final product. Have a super awesome day, whatever you get up to, and I'll speak to you again soon.